Good morning and welcome. Patriot Radio News Hour live on this Monday. I'm Joe Jaquin, CEO of the Patriot Trading Group, and our toll-free number 800-951-0592. The website at allamericangold.com. And I hope you all had a fantastic weekend. The weather's starting to finally change here in the Valley of the Sun. It was in the low 90s yesterday, which is actually pretty darn nice, finally. But I heard a rumor we may go back above 100 degrees this week. Let's hope not. But wherever you are, I hope you did have a fantastic weekend. The NBA Finals is over, and nobody even knew they were playing it because nobody was watching. Again, I people don't want to hear your ridiculous political messages, and I'll say it, ridiculous. This whole thing is completely overblown, but this is it. This is where we are as a country right now. The anarchists, the socialists, and all the rest are winning. We had a shooting in Denver. The big kidnapping attempt, I guess it wasn't an attempt, the foiled attempt of the Michigan governor. And they always want to try to say white supremacists. That's always the first words out of their mouth. But, really, when you think about it, white supremacy was kind of like J.C. Penney's, who, by the way, guess what? They're closing another 250 stores. Dying, right? Kmart's is dying. They'd have a rally here or there every once in a while. No one would go. I mean, maybe they'd have 100 people there, maybe. It's just kind of outrageous. But most of the time when you dig into it, it's the exact opposite of what's really happening out here today. And, we're 3 weeks and a day from the presidential elections. And everyone's getting a little nervous, right? And I still, I want to believe it. I do. I want to believe it. Trump's going to win. And I was thinking he was going to win handily. I'm going to hedge that bet. I still think he's going to win, but it's getting closer. More worried now about the Senate. The Senate possibly losing, the Republicans losing control of the Senate. Now, that was something where I didn't know that if that was even really likely. Now there's a good chance that could happen, which would make everything even that much harder. I mean, could you imagine if it was all Democrats? Holy. Yeah, I know, right? Let's not, you know what? I don't even want to, it's Monday. I don't even want to start thinking that way, so let's ignore that. 800-951-0592, allamericangold.com. We're going to talk about it. The U.S. Mint over the weekend made a major announcement in regards to silver. One of the things the Mint, one of the few, maybe the only government entity that actually makes money. Yeah, believe it or not, the Mint actually makes money. But the major announcement, we're going to talk about that after the break, a major announcement from the U.S. Mint regarding the price of silver. And, of course, we know getting silver has been extremely, extremely difficult during the coronavirus pandemic. E.B. Tucker last week saying silver is going to be $40 before the end of the year. This morning, Goldman Sachs upping their bets, raising price targets for gold, raising prices for silver, really for Goldman, really raising the prices for silver, now saying silver is going to be in the 30s, calling for the dollar to resume its slide. So remember, we had the dollar sliding all year. And I told you, these things run in patterns. And over the last 50 years, very clear-cut patterns. You have 7 to 10 year cycles with stronger dollar, weaker dollar, stronger dollar, weaker dollar. And what we noticed in these patterns is during these strong dollar periods, which we just finished a period of strong dollar, the highs are always lower. And during the weak dollar periods, the lows are always lower. But again, that makes a lot of sense. So when you're looking at it, just at 30,000 feet, you're like, okay, well, you got a debt of 30 trillion, right? You got Social Security and the issues there. You got coronavirus. We got stimulus. We got quantitative easing. We got the central bank with rates at zero, right? All of that makes sense. And now Goldman finally getting on board. Maybe they listen. They probably do. They should. Getting on board and saying, yep, get ready. The dollar is getting ready to take the next step down. Right now the dollar's, right around 93 in the basket. Goldman now saying get ready for 80s. By the time this move is done, again, remember, it's a 7 to 10 year move. I think we're going to see the dollar into the 60s, and I'm hoping not lower than that, but it could very well be. But very interesting, the announcement out of the U.S. Mint over the weekend. When we get back, I'm going to tell you where they're going. You won't believe, if you haven't heard it, to the point I didn't believe it. And when we got in this morning, we actually called the bullion bank because we needed, I told her, I'm like, listen, we got to confirm this and make sure what this really is and what this really isn't. We'll talk all about that when we return. 800-951-0592, Patriot Radio News Hour, and talking about the U.S. Mint. The U.S. Mint made an announcement over the weekend that in order for it to continue with its mandate of not costing the government money, they were raising the prices on silver. And they listed the products that they were doing it on. And I'll give you an example. They're talking about things like the America the Beautiful coins. Right? These are specialty type coins. They're now raising the price to $60. Silver proofs, raising the price to $73. Then there was, and it lists all these things. Essentially, the Mint, huge jump in prices. Okay, so a bullion or a proof silver eagle at the Mint was like $60. Now it's going to be $73. And of course, I tell everybody, right, don't buy from the Mint unless you truly want. Hey, I just want this collector coin. I know it's a collector coin. It's overvalued, but I want this particular year. Anything the Mint sells, I can get you for a lot less. And now the only thing I can't say is, hey, well, if you wanted a 2020. I may not be able to do that. Hey, is it 2018 or 2017 still approved for it's this or that? But neither here nor there. It's going to cost you a lot of money. Now, here's where the problem lied. In this table, and they list, just in order, all of these particular coins. One of them, right in the table, says American Eagle 1 ounce silver uncirculated coin. Now, for a lot of people out there, they're like, oh, holy cow, that's silver eagles. Right? The ones that we, when we had them, right, we tried to sell them. By the way, $67 is the price they put on those. That is not, I want to repeat, that is not the 1 ounce American Silver Eagle. That is actually the burnished, which is a fancy, they put a fancy coating on the coin. That is what they were talking about. So just to be clear, the word on the street of a $13 price increase, it is true for certain items, not true when it comes to the American Silver Eagle that we sell. the ones that are sold to wholesalers. The uncirculated silver eagle that bullion investors buy by the millions, of course, we'd buy a lot more if they would mint them, are not included in this current round of price increases. So starting tomorrow, you are going to see prices from the mint. A specialty silver coin that was $54 is now going to be $67. But as far as the regular U.S. silver eagles, so far, the mint is saying we're not raising prices. However, there has been some information circulating that a 25% increase could be coming to those products. Now, what does that mean? Well, I think that really puts us in that position where you're going to see silver eagle prices, these high premiums that we've seen, are going to continue. How high are they going to be? We'll see. My guess is, as the price of silver runs, the premiums paid are going to continue to rise. Right now, we know the U.S. Mint is having problems with production, mostly because of COVID and being in. Now, remember, the two places that the mint silver, West Point in New York, the West Point Mint, and then the San Francisco Mint also has, the minting machines to mint silver eagles. Of course, both of those are in states, what I would say are the most unfriendly to opening up. In other words, lockdowns and things of that nature have prevented the mint from minting the appropriate amount of silver eagles to meet the demand, which has raised these premiums. Remember, we're having like $10 silver eagle premiums. A couple of weeks ago, we ran silver eagles because we had gotten a few cases. We've been working on it all morning. I actually had people calling all morning, do you have silver eagles? Do you have silver eagles? And I didn't. But I do now. Now, these silver, I want to be clear, these will not even get to the bullion bank until Monday. So today is Monday. They won't even get to the bullion bank till the following Monday, at which point they can be shipped out. Right now, if you want silver eagles, I've got them available. They're $630 a roll. And, think about the last time we had silver eagles, silver was just over $24 an ounce. Well, now, and that was at $610. Well, now silver is over $25 an ounce. So $630 a roll. The U.S. Mint is going to be stopping production of 2020 dates soon. Now, they didn't give an exact date. The problem that I had was the word soon. That kind of implies that normally the U.S. Mint stops production that first and sometimes even as late as the second week of December. Which to me, and I know, I'm like, it's only the 12th of October. So soon doesn't say, hey, 60 days. Kind of sounds like they're going to stop early. And that would be my guess, because here's the problem, is if the mint is selling everything they're making and they can't make a backlog. In other words, hey, every ounce we got, it goes out the door. There are no extras. It kind of leads you to believe that, yes, we're going to stop production earlier than normal. So when they get to 2021, there's actually product for the wholesalers to pull from. Because normally, and it doesn't matter, especially lately, doesn't matter the year. You go back to 1996, which, we've been minting Silver Eagle since 1986, 1996. That was the lowest mintage year ever. And it had over 3 million, just under 4 million ounces of silver. Normally, the mint now sells more than 4 million ounces in January alone. So, in order for them to have a decent amount of Silver Eagles, they're going to have to stop early. Which, again, leads me to believe, because this is always how it works. Always. Soon as you can't get them, bam, there goes the price, right? All of a sudden, silver's going to go to 30, 35. E.B. Tucker says $40 before the end of the year. You won't be able to get it. Because the mint will be trying to mint the 2021s. And what I'm being told right now, and again, this is secondhand information, but I'm going to the bullion bank and, relying on them to tell me what's happening out there. The mint is making about 1 million ounces a month right now. Now, you think about the mint's capabilities. The mint has been able to mint 4, 5, even 6 million ounces previously. So this is a huge contraction in the mint's ability to mint. Now, as restrictions loosen up, if they loosen up, maybe they can start minting more, but it looks like New York's talking about, and California, are both talking about going to more lockdown. So I don't know that it will. Based on that, if they stop at the end of October, as an example, they can have somewhere around 2 to 2.5 million ounces available for 2021, which will go like that. I mean, that'll go because all the guys on TV, they like to, buy what they call the quote-unquote first strikes and throw them in fancy holders, charge it double the amount. So this is where we're at. So just so we're clear, even though you are going to see everywhere online, it's going to say 1 ounce American Silver Eagle, 1 ounce uncirculated coin. That is not the Silver Eagle that we sell to wholesalers. That is actually, because it says ... Well, that ... was actually burnished. The key word in there, it's a specialty 1 ounce Silver Eagle coin that is going to be raised. So that's what's happening with silver. But they did say, it appears anyway, that the U.S. Mint is going to be ending Silver Eagle production for 2020 early. So we're not going to make it, apparently, we're not going to make it to December. Again, they just used the word soon. My guess, if I was to guess, they're going to end it in November. That's my guess. They'll end it in November and try to mint as many as they can for the following year. But we do have, about 75 rolls of 1 ounce American Silver Eagles available. Again, these ones will not be in. They won't even hit the bullion bank till next Monday. Usually the bullion bank to ship it to us add another 3 to 5 days for it to get here, and then they'll go out. Everybody that's ordered Silver Eagles previously, you either already have them all or the rest of those will be here Tuesday, and we'll be done with those. By the way, happy Columbus Day. I guess I forgot to say that. Very light volumes today. The bond markets are closed. The gold markets are open. Volume is very, very light. Don't hold a lot to it. Right now, we got one of these weird markets. I'll tell you, gold's up $4, but it'll also could be down $5. But the price is the same. Gold's around $19.25 to the ounce. Silver, I will tell you something. Now, here's the funny thing. Silver is up 20 cents from the New York close, or up 4 cents from the London close. So you get to decide. But either way, silver is about $25.25 to the ounce. So U.S. Silver Eagles at 630. That's not bad. If you go back 6 to 8 weeks ago, they'd have been $35 a piece. They would have been at this price. At this price, they would have been $35 a piece. So the premiums have come in a little bit. Here you're buying them at $31.50. Which, you know what? I don't care. Pick it. Is Goldman right? E.B. Tucker right? They're kind of saying the same thing. Hey, silver's going to be, before the year's over, silver's going to be somewhere between $30 and $40 to the ounce. So I would say probably a good opportunity, because the ability for you to buy Silver Eagles again is going to go down, because at some point the mint is closing. We know that. It appears like they're going to close early. The supply has been crappy anyway, which will kind of lead you to maybe junk silver and only junk silver if this big run does happen. 800-951-0592, Patriot Radio News Hour. We're down to 50 rolls of U.S. Silver Eagles, just like that. 3 lines still open. 800-951-0592, U.S. Silver Eagles. I'm hoping it's not. But might be the last opportunity for 2020, unless someone sells to us or sells to the Bullion Bank, because the U.S. Mint over the weekend announced they're raising prices, and by a lot. When you think about going from $54 to $67 on some of their specialty silver items, that's a lot. So right now, starting tomorrow, a 1 ounce silver proof, still an ounce of silver, comes in a blue box. It's got a certificate with it. It's going to be $67. And I kind of, it's so funny, as I was talking to Jason earlier this morning about it, and I was telling him, what the U.S. Mint had said, about what products were, what products weren't. But we kind of both thought this is kind of the Mint letting everybody know this is where the price of silver is going. Right? And, of course, you remember, they're the ones, they're in charge of buying, telling they actually, Sunshine is the company they use, tell them how many silver contracts that they want delivery of, so they can go ahead and mint the silver. So the U.S. Mint, are very well aware of what is happening in the silver markets, and a lot of times we're not privy to that, right? What is the real demand? And more importantly, what's the real supply, right? And right now, just so you know, the next silver contract is December. So the next silver contract trading right now is the December contract. There's no October silver contract. There's no November silver contract. So they're trading this December contract, and my guess is they've been notified, get ready, that December contract price is going to get awfully expensive. And the fact of the matter that they're going to be shutting production soon and raising these prices, right? The Mint's almost saying, yeah, we're not worried. You're going to buy it. Yep, I know we raised the price, but guess what? The price of silver, it's getting ready to take off. So, and again, that's pure speculation on my part, because I've never seen anything like it. I mean, everyone could understand, right? Oh, you know what? We're going to raise it a couple of dollars. Even 10%. And 10% still would be a lot. That'd be, over $5. But this was like a 25% hike. And my fear is, and a lot of people are thinking the same thing, there's going to be a new Silver Eagle premium coming that matches what we saw in what I'll call the specialty products. Right? So all of a sudden 2021 rolls around, right? And everybody wants what they can't have. Premiums rise, and the Mint all of a sudden says, hey, you know what? Add another 25%. So whatever the bullion banks were paying, right? Let's just say, hypothetically, the bullion banks were paying $6 over spot. Now, all of a sudden, the Mint's going to say, well, you know what? Now it's $8. Right? And then, of course, the bullion banks are going to say to me, hey, well, if you want them, they're $10 over. And then I've got to say what? Well, now you got to buy them at $12 over. I mean, I could see this type of thing happening, especially with, all along. For most of this year, I've been telling you, listen, I think we're going to see silver make a run at all-time highs next year. But just to, put another spin on it, I also think, right, gold is going to be $3,000. So $3,000 gold at $50, so, $50 isn't outrageous. So, well, paying a little over, right now you're paying a little over $6 over spot for a Silver Eagle. Is that a lot? Historically speaking, yes. But in today's environment, is that a lot? I hate to say it. It's not. I expect worse. And then on top of that, Goldman Sachs today calling it the blue wave. They said that the odds with the lowest probability is the odds of any dollar positive outcome by the end of the year. According to Goldman, now this is a short-term deal between now and the end of the year, and I only bring this up because I'm starting to hear a lot of gold and silver analysts talking about, hey, we're going to see this one more big move here before the end of the year. And now Goldman Sachs saying, hey, the least likely thing that's going to happen between now and the end of the year is the dollar going higher. You think about all the trades they could possibly talk about. Here's the one that's the least likely. And they said the only way it could happen, Donald Trump wins, no stimulus, and the vaccine is put on hold. Which kind of, you almost think, God, wouldn't that be the opposite? Right? If they came out and said no vaccine, wouldn't the dollar go lower? But no, according to Goldman, if somehow between now and the end of the year, we don't get any good news out of a phase 3 trial, which I am certain we will. And again, I still think it's Pfizer, right? Pfizer's going to be first. That's my opinion. Is it really a true vaccine in the vaccines that we think about for polio or the mumps? No. It may be something where, hey, this is effective in 40 to 50% of the people. But according to Goldman Sachs, the only probability that they see for the dollar rising, Trump has to win, no stimulus, no vaccine. They said otherwise the dollar is headed lower, and they said what I've said. Right? If somehow Biden wins and they get control of the House and they pass a stimulus and there's a vaccine, right? The clean sweep, dollar's going to be a lot lower. So, again, and that's, Goldman Sachs. Now, believe me, I'm sure they've got another analyst somewhere saying the exact opposite, but that was the big move of the day today. Woo! I know, right? Welcome to Monday, baby. Patriot Radio News Hour. We'll be back after the break. 800-951-0592, Patriot Radio News Hour, and right on cue. Silver Eagles just hit my front door, so I do have, most of those are sold, but I do have a few rolls available. They're $6.30. Like I said, the rest of them won't even hit the bullion bank till next Monday, but they're on their way here. Maybe the last shot we'll see. Goldman giving some more color, talking about, remember with silver. Silver is still an industrial metal. Let's not forget. Yes, does it have fantastic investment demand? Sure. but its primary use is industrial, particularly solar. And Goldman saying, and obviously, listen, this solar energy demand, it's not ending anytime soon. Right? This is just where it's heading. And Goldman was talking about solar investment is almost 20% of all silver industrial demand. So when you think about silver industrial demand, 20% of it is just solar alone. It makes up 10% of all silver demand, period. So when you think about investment demand, industrial demand, everything, solar alone is 10% of the market and rising. Goldman thinks that trend is going to continue. Again, they've raised their price target now to $30, and this is a short-term target, and go on to talk about where they see silver, and they aren't talking just about 2020, but where they see solar demand with silver between now and the next 5 years, 2021, 22, 23, 24, 25. Goldman says it's not going to stop, and if somehow Biden does win, it's going to get even worse. Apparently, I don't know, in one of his Green New Deal plans, that's going to cost everybody a fortune. Listen, and I love solar. Why not? Sure, great. But let me remind everybody, California, the number one reason why they have blackouts in California, solar. Because guess what? The power companies stop making power plants. Stop making power plants. Because of solar power, and even more so, guess what? All those people that pay, got the quote-unquote rebates for solar power, when the power goes out, when they actually have a rolling blackout, they got no power. They're idiots. Because they don't come with the power pack and the battery backups and all that. No, what it comes with is, hey, as long as the power doesn't go out, it's fine. And it's hooked up to the actual grid. I mean, it's craziness. 800-951-0592. And again, nothing against solar power. I think it's great. The right kind. And just know this. Most of the solar power that's out there today, that people buy today, to hook up to their, just think about it. Drive through Arizona. I mean, the sun is out 24 hours a day here. Right? It's always sunny here. And you drive through the suburbia here. All the houses are on top of each other, and there's solar panels everywhere. The vast majority of those solar panels are just like the ones in California, where you're hooked up to the grid, but if the power actually went out, you don't have any power. It kind of almost defeats the purpose of solar power, doesn't it? I don't know, but in any event, if enough people do it, what ends up happening is you got California, where, heaven forbid, it gets really hot, and let's face it, it's been really hot here in Arizona. Too many people go on solar. All of a sudden, the power companies stop making power plants and actually start closing plants. And then all of a sudden, you've got rolling blackouts. But hey, why tell people the truth? It's just better off to lie to them and tell you how great everything is. 800-951-0592. So let's just hope Goldman Sachs is wrong. And solar demand, boy, but man, I'm looking at this report. Wow, it's a lot of solar power. Looks like it's going to be coming online already. Think about 20% of all industrial demand is solar now. 10% of all demand in silver being solar. It looks like that is not going to let up. It's why everybody's raising their price targets, because think about it right now, investment demand, if the mints could make it, I think we'd sell 50, 60 million ounces. Easy, no problem. And then that's just here. And now you think of all the mints around the world at record volumes. Now all of a sudden you're telling me, wait a minute, the biggest single thing outside of investment demand for silver is solar power, and they're expecting solar power production to double and triple in the next 5 years. Can you say all-time record high? I think it's coming. 800-951-0592. We're coming up on the final segment of the day. I'm going to have to get with Arlene. I don't know how many Silver Eagle rolls are left, but I know it's a whole hell of a lot less than when we started. Patriot Radio News Hour, final segment coming up. Eight 800-951-0592. Last case. This is it. Silver Eagles, 25 rolls remaining at $630. I don't know what year they're going to be, but I just had people walk in the door buying silver. They just hit my door. I just got a case of 2020, so I don't know if the rest of them will be 2020, but they walked through my door this morning, 800-951-0592. I hear now, and again, I have not confirmed this, but a very reliable source is telling me that the Congress is talking about bringing steel back to the penny. That says because the cost of zinc, now obviously copper got too expensive, so they took the copper out of the penny. Now apparently the price of zinc is too expensive. I don't know. Like I said, could they make it another 3 or 4 years and then we go to the digital dollar? But apparently we may have the steel penny make it a couple. Would you ever think you'd mention that steel would be less than zinc or copper? Who knows? Maybe that could help with some steel manufacturing jobs. I don't know. But again, I haven't confirmed that, but I did get that from a very reliable source. That they're looking into that now whatever, the cheapest thing they can find is what they would use to make that with, and apparently it could be steel. I didn't realize steel gotten that cheap. Could be. I don't know. But nonetheless, the steel penny may be making a comeback. 800-951-0592 is our toll-free number. Again, the special today, U.S. Silver Eagle rolls. At $630 to the roll. The Dow, that's a very, very light volume. It's Columbus Day. A bunch of markets are closed. The bond market is closed here in the U.S. The Dow's up 300. Depending on where you look, gold's either up 5 or down 5. But either way, gold's at 1,927 now. Silver is up anywhere from 10 to 20 cents the ounce, 20.35 now, 20.35 an ounce on U.S. silver this morning. Platinum and palladium are lower. Everything, crude oil, a lot lower again today. That's not good news. We actually need crude oil prices to go higher. The problem is everyone's producing now. That last hurricane Delta is gone, but the bigger news, Libya, which has been offline for a long time now, right? After we took out Gaddafi, a lot of internal civil war happened in Libya. Apparently, the largest oil field in Libya is coming back online. So that's got oil under pressure, down about $1.25, back below $40, $39.37 on silver. So already the oil patch outside of commercial real estate and obviously the retailers, oil's probably the next worst as far as layoffs and bankruptcies and whatnot. Not great news there. 800-951-0592, Patriot Radio News Hour. Listen, God bless everybody. We'll be back tomorrow.